Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Show. Two more NBA playoff games here on Tuesday in the conference semis. We're going to be looking at the Western Conference episode in this one with the Dubs and the Timberwolves. They're kicking it off here in Minnesota with game one. Going to have matchup data, insights, some stuff from the regular season that might be able to help us. The usual for those of y'all returning here. Definitely want to make sure to sub to the channel too. We have an episode up for game one, or well, it's game two, I should say, of the Cavs and Pacers series. It's the first game of the night, though, on Tuesday. Going to be doing the same thing there. So continue to follow along all season. Decent day on Monday here. I really stayed away from the Nuggets and Thunder game. That's at the half right now. And a bunch of bets that got squashed by the Knicks winning. And I mean, I don't know, go New York, but like, I like money more than I like the Knicks, man. So I wish that we would have won those bets. But either way, we're still cooking here. We're going to give you guys a chance to get to the VIP for a little discount. Same code, Davion, if you do want to jump in. Link is in the description of the video. But go ahead and give this video a like. Let's jump into everything I've got here for Tuesday. Lots to go through here in these game one notes for Mini and Dubs. They did play 4 times this season. Golden State won the season series 3-1, but the total was a +2 for them over the course of 4 games. They won 3 of them, and yet because they lost by like 17 or whatever it was in one of those games to the Wolves here, the total was just them winning by a total of 2 points over 4 games. No Jimmy in any of those 4 matchups, and Draymond missed the last 2, and so Steph just did Steph things to take them to 3 wins in a row, I believe, and they hit Steph averaged about 31 per game in those 3 wins. Overall, when he played this team, there were 4 games he played. He averaged 28.8, but he had 30 plus in 3 of the 4. Ant-Man there had 26.8 points per game against this team, which is about his averages for the season, and he only had 30 in game one, in one game, I should say, against them on the season. Now the question, though, is who guards Ant? Because there's no more Wiggins around. If you take Jimmy off Ant, who guards Randall? Maybe they go small on Randall and force him to kind of go down low. That would be how I would do it. But we'll take a look at these matchups now, starting with the Dubs on offense. Starting with the Dubs on offense, I don't know exactly how they're going to start, I'll be honest. But right now, I've got what they did in Game 7 of this last series, and their most consistent starting lineup: Curry, Hield, Pods, Jimmy, and Draymond. Assuming this is how they start, this is how I think we'll see the Timberwolves matchup. McDaniels on Curry, as we know. I think Ant on Hield and Conley on Pods. I think you'd rather have a guy like Ant who's bigger than Conley, can get a hand up and bother Buddy Hield more, and then Conley can stay in front of Pods as far as I'm concerned, so I don't think they're too worried about that matchup. Randall on Jimmy would be my guess, and then Gobert on Green, but I would also put an asterisk next to Rudy here because I think other guys might be better options at times throughout this series. I'm sure Rudy will have big impacts either on a couple games or on one game that'll be sort of the Rudy game, like this last one against the Lake Show there. But I don't think he's going to have a consistent presence where we might see some more Nas Reed. We might see them go small because Draymond has shown that he can handle Rudy. And if you can't go small against the Dubs at all, then they might be able to run you off the court at times. On the other side, we've got some problems here for the Dubs, right? Conley, Ant, McDaniels, Randall, Gobert. So how do we line up here? This is one option: Hield on Conley, Pods on Ant. You might see Gary Payton Jr., who's still listed as questionable. He got food poisoning. I'm pretty sure that's 2 guys on the Dubs here who got food poisoning in that Houston series. I'm not throwing any conspiracies out there. I'm just telling you what happened. Food poisoning for both those guys. So GP2 currently questionable. Might get the start, but we know how much this offense suffers if they have 2 to 3 guys that you can leave open from 3, Jimmy kind of included. And then we will see Pods on Ant, though, if this is the starting lineup. He guarded Jalen Green. This would be the shooting guard that I think he has to try to stop, with most other guys coming to help a lot on Ant no matter what. They're going to try to force the ball out of his hands as much as possible. Curry sticks on McDaniels because they like to leave him down there in the corner anyway, so you leave Curry off ball a lot. Maybe he gets some boards. Either way, he also just likes to be guarding the guy who's guarding him so that they can guard each other going back down the court. Jimmy on Randall and Green on Gobert. Might see Jimmy on Ant because they needed Wiggins on Ant, and that's obviously now the sort of Wiggins replacement is Jimmy Buckets. I would, like I said, I personally would have Pods start on Randall, have Jimmy on Ant. We'll see if Kerr does that or if he goes to that at some point in the game. But I think that's a way better way to play it because we saw, like, Randall, yes, he can dominate Pods down low, but he loves to play facing the basket out on the wing. And he's usually the first pass from Ant when he does get double teamed at the top. Usually it's the first passes to the wing to a guy like Randall or Mike Conley. We'll see what they do here. There's some options here and some ways that they can play it for sure. As we jump into these player props, going to be using Props Madness as always. If you do want to jump into this platform, #1 sports betting research tool for finding these player props in the NBA and the WNBA, when we get to the ladies hoops, use code LYB. That'll get you 25% off your first month. It'll also get you a free 7-day trial if you want to test it out for yourself before you do jump in. But I'm using this every day, had it on the live show today, and I'll continue to be using it throughout the playoffs as well. And I'm going to start here with the guy that is just my favorite bet. And I think this is going to be a Naz Reid series. I mean, last series he was fine. We look at his stuff against the Lake Show here. 3 of the 5 games he went over on these 10.5 points. The boards, not quite as much. These are up at 4.5, mostly because this is an easier rebounding matchup for Naz Reid. I think some people see this as low when he could be playing a lot of small ball 5. Like Naz Reid, because he's so versatile, is considered a small ball 5. I mean, he's like 7 feet tall, man. So I don't know how small ball that is, but they like him a lot in these situations against teams that will pressure the crap out of the ball and make Rudy a little bit useless on offense and a little bit more useless on defense if they can get him in pick and rolls like with Steph. Naz a much better defender up on the perimeter as well. So the minutes should be there for him. Not worried about what he's done in the playoffs as much as I am looking at the head-to-head stuff, right? The rebounds, if you look at the rebound chances against this team, not even that good, like basically at 10 per game, which is, I mean, I say not good, but that's what he's at on the season with a 5.9 rebounds per game kind of guy. But he's going to come in, and if he's either the small ball 5 or if he is just a power forward alongside Rudy at times, we're going to see Naz in a really good position to rebound and be basically the second tallest guy on the court or tallest guy on the court very, very consistently. And then as far as the points go, this is a big reason why he's such a helpful presence against a team like Golden State. They give up the spot up, right? They will give up stuff off the catch and shoot. Spot up shooters will do pretty well against them because they force the ball out of the hands of guys like Ant, the best ball handlers. That's why they're so good here against the pick and roll. If you look at them as the pick and roll ball handler, they're 5th best, right? And 5th best, really good against the roll man, whatever. Like they're good defense in terms of crowding the ball and who's ever on ball. But if you're off ball and you're waiting for a pass for the catch and shoot, you're going to be good for some points too. So he had a really nice hit rate against this team on the season. If you combine both of them, some games he got a few more rebounds, some games he got a few more points, but both of them together, he consistently got the 15.5, or if you can still get 14.5 for Big Naz. Another bet that I know I do like for tomorrow, and I'm not going to go crazy in game 1. A lot of times in game 1s, we got to kind of see how things matriculate here, how they work out in the series and how the coaches sort of go back and forth on the potential adjustments that they could make. That said, like I believe in Naz Reid as a great matchup regardless, and I believe in playoff Jimmy, and maybe you can say I'm drinking the Jimmy Kool-Aid, but when he gets 34.5, when he gets 30 plus minutes in the playoffs this season so far, right? The games he went under, blowout, 25 minutes, all right. Got hurt, 8 minutes, fine. If you look at the PRA though, where I'm going for him, over the 34.5 in all of the games where he saw legit minutes. So I'm going to keep drinking the Kool-Aid. I really don't care if it seems like it, but in a game 1 that I don't think that this Dubs team is going to punt necessarily. Like you can say that they're too tired, but I think the Dubs know that they can't spot the Wolves again here. They need to try to win one of these next 2 in Minnesota. And I think they're going to come out firing in this one. So Jimmy's just going to be too important, man. Like his touches, it's him and Steph. Nobody really comes close to as many front court touches as them. Pods has been up there at times, but I super don't trust that man at this point. He really ruined my Sunday when it could have been way better than it was, and it was still good. So we're going to stick with Jimmy here to just keep getting the minutes. If he's healthy, which it looks like he is, Jimmy's going to Jimmy. One more guy on the Wolves I want to go through, Mike Conley. Last series wasn't even really a good series for him in a lot of ways. There's some guys that were just too big for him to be able to guard because they were playing Austin Reeves, Luka the whole time. Like there was no Gabe Vincent on the floor that much for Mike Conley to guard. So he didn't have that many good games, saw about 20, 21 minutes, but except for that last game. And I think he's due for a few more minutes in this series. I don't think they mind playing him against the Pods or even at times Buddy if they need to. Definitely Gary Payton Jr. when he's out there. Like they're going to find a way to get Mike Conley 25 minutes. Did pretty well against this team during the regular season. First 2 games especially. Second 2 games only played 19 in that last one there. And we actually saw Dante DiVincenzo start for him in one of those games as well. But I think they like him in the playoffs in these spots. He might have a short leash if he shows he can't bring it on defense, but I think there's going to be enough guys out there for Mike Conley to get that 25 minutes, like I said. And if you look at him on the season, give him about an average of 25 minutes per game by filtering this to about 23 to about 27 minutes on the season. 8.4 points, if we can get this all the way up to, how many games did he do this? 35, went over in 26 of 35, 8.6 points. Not a bad matchup here, and he should be left open for some spot up stuff. So 5.5 is too low. Probably would take this up to about 7.5 for Mike in this game. All right, don't forget to check out the other episode up with the Cavs and the Pacers game for Tuesday night. And if you do want to jump into that VIP, like I said, link is in the description of the video, and you can get 50% off, making sure you use code Davion for that first month. So best of luck tomorrow. Until I see y'all next, happy betting.